Hello everyone, today I'm going to be showing you how you can create a Trello ban list using the Trello API on Roblox. I'll leave a link to the model which contains the API in the description, but before we start, there's one more thing we have to do. If you haven't published your game already, you can do that now. I'll just create a random name. Right. Once you do that, the options allow HTTP requests and enable studio access to API services. If you have the model, which is in the description again, you can go to Toolbox, Inventory, and then drop down menu and click on, my models were already there. I've had it for a while, so Trello API right here. It'll leave a little skybox like this. You can just delete that. You don't need that. You'll have the module script. Just drag that over to the server script service. Then click on it. Now we can actually go to Trello and create a board. I already created a board. If you want to create a board, you just go to create new board down there. For the purpose of this video, I've already done everything here, but you're going to need to make a list here. Name it whatever you want, doesn't really matter. And you're going to have to put a user ID here. Basically, any user ID on this list won't be able to join your game, so they'll be banned. Next, go back to Trello. We're going to scroll down here, and there'll be instructions. If you want to follow them, you can, but they're a little bit outdated. So first, you're going to have to go to Trello and get your API key. In this video, I'll only be going over the bare basics of setting it up with creating scripts to recognize bans on Trello. Hopefully I'll make a video in the future going over other ways you can integrate it, like into an admin system so you can execute commands that will ban people. But for now, we're just going to be doing this. So when you click on that link, you'll be sent to this page here, or when you paste it in, you'll get a key and there'll be a token. So you're going to have to take that key and go back into Studio and paste it where it says here. And then you're going to go back to the page and there'll be a token. You can create it manually. It'll ask you to allow it. You're going to press allow. I already have a token, so I don't need this. But once you have your token, you can drop down this little Trello API thing, because there's stuff in it, and there'll be a string value. Just go to the properties window and paste it in, and then that's all you really need to do to set up the actual API itself. The next thing we'll have to do is go to server script storage or service again, and then click on script. And here's where we get into the coding. We're gonna have to assign 3 variables here, which is the API, Alright, so we're just going to require it because it's a module script. We're going to wait for it because this is going to execute immediately when we join the game, so we want to wait for it to actually load in before we request it. And then our second variable will be ban board ID. So this has one argument, which is the name of the board, which is right here, tutorial bans. Make sure this right here, this little method right here, this function or whatever, it's capitalized exactly like this, especially the ID part, where it won't recognize it. And then our third variable is local ban list ID, which is going to be getting the actual ban list right here. API get list ID, again with the case sensitive methods or whatever. And this one has 2 arguments, which is the name of the list right here, bans, and the second one is this the ban board ID, or the board ID. so it can actually get the list. It knows what board you're trying to get a list from. Yeah, and that should be all we need for like global variables. We're gonna add a function here. Check current players for ban. And then we're gonna add a loop here because we want to ban people. I'm gonna actually kick them when they join the game. So local ban cards, another variable here. API get cards in list, ban list ID. So we're assigning a variable to get every cards in the list. This is going to return a table of basically tons of different properties that each card has. Why is this? Oh, make sure you put do here. We're going to do an for pairs loop right here. For player in pairs game.players get children do. And then we're going to have another one here, another pair loop for card in pairs ban cards do. So basically we're looping through every player, and for every player that we loop through, we loop for each card in a list. Now we actually see and match if their ID equals the card ID, or the name of the card which has the player's ID on it. We're going to do this by if string.find card.name, lowercase there, and then we're going to match this with the player.user ID. Then player kick, you have been banned. Now let's say the player joins the game. We're not going to have it wait 10 seconds because the player can do whatever they want in those 10 seconds before they get kicked from the game. Oh, hold on. There's one more thing we have to do. Spawn check current players. This is basically just going to spawn in a separate thread, so it's running in the background basically, and it'll keep going through the actual script. We're going to do an event here, game.players.player added connect function. So yeah, just an event. This is going to execute every time a player joins the game. Just know this won't work in Play Solo. It will work in servers, but it just won't work in Actual Studio, because whenever you do game.players.player added, you're looking for an event, right? And it can't get to this when you join the game because it's looking for this. It's looking for the API, the Trello API, and by the time it gets to here, you'll already be in the game, and the event won't fire. So, it's not broken. Just know that it won't work when you do Play Solo mode. Alright, so we're gonna do the same thing here with the ban cards variable. Alright, now for another pairs loop card in pairs, the ban cards do if string.find, same thing here, card.name, we have to assign there's an argument here for players, so we're just gonna take that and then player.user ID, then oops, that has to be a dot, not a comma. So now we actually have the player. We found them on the bans list. We do player kick, you have been banned. Oh, banned. Alright, and that's all we need. Let's test it out. I already have my user ID on here, so let's play the game. See, it didn't kick me immediately because it's still working right now. And we're going to get kicked from the check current players for ban because it's waiting 10 seconds. We're going to get banned. There we go. You were kicked from this game. You have been banned. So what we did here is we have two separate things that are looking for the player, player on the bans list. So if you're in game and you get banned, so let's actually test that. So let's, I'm going to remove myself from this. Or I'm going to actually put the 0 away. Come. Oh my god. So I do that, and it's not going to ban me, watch. There's actually no way to tell because it's not printing anything, but I'm not getting banned. I'm in the game. We add that 0 back. Oh, it banned it. Me. So there we go. Works really well. So this is basically banning any player that's in game. This is banning any player that joins the game, if that makes sense. That's about it for the tutorial. Just let me know if you guys want me to add like an admin command for this. Maybe add reasons and stuff like that. But this is just bare minimum. See if you guys want more, and you know. That's about it.